everybody. I'm Albert Ching here in the CBR Speakeasy, joined by Brett Dalton, who plays the hated/beloved
Thank you.
Grant Ward on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is returning soon on ABC. And I say beloved, and I want to start here because before we get into all of the major developments that have happened with your character, yes, I do want to start from a place of love because your character, I think, has very loyal fans, and I've noticed this personally. We do occasionally Q&As. We get questions from the fans. We do Q&As with Marissa and Jed. Fans have questions to ask the showrunners, and the last time we did it, and it's been like this every time, but especially the last time we did it, which was right before season 3 started. It was, I would say, 85% questions about your character, and very detailed, very passionate questions. You've obviously attracted a very loyal fan base with this character and all the different phases the character has taken. What's that been like for you, experiencing that and getting this sort of very unique relationship with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans?
It's unexpected. I mean, probably a big reason why you got so many questions is I paid all of those people to be in the audience and raise their hands. So I feel like that's money well spent. But it's a character that I think a lot of people have identified with, particularly after the turn. He's had a really messed up childhood. Some would say he's the abuse of a ton of. He's kind of a victim in a lot of ways, and has been. Just the recipient of all of this less than perfect stuff. It's kind of like this beautiful origin story, I guess. I don't know. That's how I see it. So yeah, people have really identified on that. Did that answer your question?
It did. And how upset were those people after the twist at the mid-season finale last month, or whenever, however many months ago?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so much so that that now the Stand with Ward hashtag turned into. What was it? R.I.P. Ward?
And I've seen like images are like R.I.P. Grant Ward, whatever year of birth, 2015.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Sad. You started off so well with love, and now we're talking about death.
Well, I'm interested to hear, obviously, about the changes to your character, and Grant Ward, as we know him, is dead. I think that's been made pretty clear in the interviews you've done. But obviously, you're still going to be on the show in a different form. We don't know exactly what that's going to be like. But just for you, I guess saying goodbye to the version of Grant Ward that we knew. What was that like for you as an actor?
Good. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
Spit my gum out.
I thought you were gonna start crying about saying goodbye to Grant Ward, and I was like, this guy is very connected to his character, and I appreciate that.
Wow, and he just really went there. He really. So what was the question again?
About saying goodbye to the version of Grant Ward that you had been playing for 2.5 seasons.
Yes. I was very attached, and I still am very attached to this character. And I think it was particularly kind of an emotional moment because they had given him such great stuff leading up to episode 10 in season 3, where he dies on Maveth, or I should say where Coulson crushes him, and all that whole thing happens. Episode 9 was called Closure. There's so much beautiful stuff that happened. I got a really nice couple of attaboys from the EPs about, man, you're bringing so much to it, great. I think they knew that episode 10 was coming up.
They probably did know.
Yeah, exactly. So I just, it was a point where I was really feeling, some closure myself with the character, and like, man, I'm finally starting to get this guy. And then this whole thing happens.
Flip the old script.
Yeah. It's a beautiful act out. It's great for a mid-season finale, but it also then is a new set of challenges / opportunity for when we pick this up and return in March. So it's fun, it's cool, it's all good, but really it was at a point where I was like, you know what, 3rd season, I'm really starting to love this guy, and I just understand him in a different way. Yeah, absolutely. And then this whole thing happened. So I think it's a good thing. It's a new crazy thing that the writers are doing, and I don't think they make any easy choices. It seems that they really are trying to push the envelope here.
Yeah, and you've said, I think, both times that you didn't really have much of a heads up, other than maybe the episode before. You know, first with the Ward's evil, Hydra in season 1, and now obviously Ward being dead and possessed by a mysterious inhuman presence. What's that like for an actor to, like you said, you know, like that doesn't give you a lot of time to shift those gears. Is that beneficial? Is that a challenge? How do you sort of approach? How have you approached that both times?
I don't know. Trying to say yes and rather than no but. But that's really it. And I've taken all of these things as opportunities. I know that I said earlier they all have their own new sets of challenges and stuff, but it is an opportunity every time. And look, I'm on a network TV show, and more or less I've gotten to play a different character every time.
Yeah.
Which is
You're up to
beautiful.
3 different guys
yeah,
now,
exactly.
different wards.
So this is great. As an actor, you couldn't ask for anything more. And you know, I'm just very thankful for those opportunities. I could be on a lawyer show or a doctor show, and you know, be pretty close to where I started. You know, and just, you know, some
you don't
stuff
see a lot of
today.
like inhuman possession on lawyer shows.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Typically, I mean, with the way TV is going.
Yes.
Soon.
Yes. NCIS Inhuman Edition.
I think we'd all enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to poke around a
Law
little.
and disorder. I
want to poke around a little bit about where we see Ward when we come back in March. Obviously, it is a different character, I guess, for functionally, but I think it's still you, and I think there's still like maybe some elements maybe of Ward still there. Like how much of the old Ward is there in your performance, and how much is a whole new thing that you're kind of creating?
That is a very good question. Next one. These are the same questions that Malik has, and Malik is asking the same things in his head, and also you'll see there's a lot going on because this is a weird thing. Hydra has existed for centuries trying to bring this creature back, and they've been unsuccessful until now. And so there's this like whole buildup about what Hydra's going to do and all of this stuff, and now that we've done it. Okay, now what? What does this mean exactly? What are this guy's intentions? Do they line up with the people on Earth and Malik and his intentions? How much Ward is left in there? Or is it just it in the body of Ward? Or there's a million questions here that we're all kind of asking at the same time. So Malik, in a way, becomes the audience's lens through that whole thing.
Ask those questions.
Kind of tiptoeing into the room and, hey, what's going on? Who are you exactly? I don't know.
But for you, and again, however much you can speak to it, how much is it different? Like the physicality of it, the way that you're looking at it. You don't know. You don't have to exactly say exactly what the differences are, but like, is it a pretty dramatic shift for you in this latest Ward transformation?
Yes. Again, I don't know how much I can speak to it, but I am again taking this as an opportunity. That doesn't answer your question. Doesn't answer your question. What we saw is a person who looks more or less like Ward, but creepier. He looked a little creepier when he was being possessed by this creature, this it. So there's that. Visual effects are going to have, I think, a fun time with some of it. But also, I'm trying to think about it differently because his body is now a host to this strange creature who's used to being, worshipped as a god on this other side, who has existed for so long, who was formerly in Will's body and conceivably has all of his thoughts and memories as well. It's a kind of cool thing to play.
Yes,
it's kind of a cool thing.
Another new, basically, character, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to, approach it in a different way, and I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to approach it in a different way.
Approaching is very important.
Yeah.